Hello guys, what's up? Welcome to the new tutorial from the SketchUp Arc Studio. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how we can create some super realistic render in Enscape 3.5.2. Let's get to work. I'm going to click on the window, model info, units, statics, purge unused, and fix problems. So I check out my file health, and now time for the starting our visualizing. So I'm going to press Ctrl S to save my job and click on the Start Enscape. Before I click on the Start Enscape, for better result, you can click on the General setting in here and turn on the NVIDIA denoiser for better and clear renders. So I'm going to click on the Start Enscape in here, and it takes a little bit time because our screen full of the objects and online assets. So downloading, replacing, and checking all of these assets takes a little bit time normally. So it's a little bit time, and as you can see, after that we can see this environment. When I hold right click and orbit in my environment, I can see the changes. Very simple and easy. You can see the water reflection, and it's really wonderful. It's really realistic, and the trees and other vegetations are selected much professional. So I'm gonna move in this place and add some type of trees for my job. So I'm gonna start my job with the click on the Enscape asset library. So I'm gonna click on the Enscape asset library in here, and I want to change my category to the vehicles, and in this place I'm gonna move downside and click on this watercraft final object that we have in here, so I can add it to this place and another one to this place. So I'm going to move a little bit forward and click on the apply changes. So it takes a little bit time, and after that these two watercrafts generated for us very fast and easy. So I can click on one of them, use the orbit option, and add some type of orbit to my job like that. Very simple and easy. So I can change the color of them, as you know. For example, I can change the color from blue to any color I want, or I can change the type of my asset or object. So I'm going to click on the black one, and now it will change for me at the background. So the color of it is dim gray, and you can see the changes. And for this watercraft, I can change the color to something like the, for example, crimson or coral. It's a little bit too shiny, so I really don't enjoy that. I can change the color to the, for example, white. It's much better, and click on the apply changes. So for the water surface and completely ahead of it, I can click on the multi-asset placement, click on the paint selection, and for my render I need some seeds and leaves on the water. So I'm going to click on the category, change it to the vegetation, 920 assets online on the vegetation category. Click on the tags and change your tag to the ground cover. So when I click on it, I can see many type of ground cover assets. So I want to click on this one and these yellow leaves or seeds, and click on these surface. So it takes a little bit time, and after that you can see this generated for us. I can increase the density a little bit and click on the regenerate to generate best option for our camera shot. So I think something like that is really professional and good. So I can click on the confirm placement and apply changes. So as you can see, now we have these wonderful details for our job, and when I go near to the water, I can see all of them. So I created some type of camera frame before this tutorial. So I'm going to press F, and XK1 is my camera shot. So it's a professional camera closing, so it's someplace like that, as you can see in here. So I'm going to start my job with the visual setting and save frame. So I'm going to turn on the save frame, click on the visual setting, move it a little bit in this place, and start my job with the field of view and focus on my target as I can. So I need something maybe like this one. It's not bad, good. And I can reduce it to the 34 degree, good. And I can turn on the depth of field right now. You can see the water detail, everything is really wonderful. So I can click on the depth of field, turn it on, turn off the autofocus absolutely, and play with the focal point to reach to the best result, something like that. I want to focus on the house and some place of these watercrafts. 45 meter, the distance between your camera and your target, it's good. And look at the environment. When I increase the depth of field, you can see some type of professional blurriness in your environment. But I suggest to use some low values because sometimes it completely exited your render from the reality. So 11% is a good number for this type of render. And I want to use the exposure, but I don't know how. I can turn off the auto exposure and reduce the exposure manually. So you can see the changes much better. And I think 24 is good. So I'm going to press F, click on the XK1 edit mode at the right side, edit, and I'm going to change the camera angle a little bit, not too much. So first of all, I'm going to reduce the Y coordinate, for example, 2.6 or maybe 2.7, and increase the pitch option a little bit, not too much. For example, 8, it's a little bit too high for it. 4, not bad, something like this. And I think it's good right now, and I'm gonna press save. So XK1 updated for us right now, and we can continue our job. Very simple. So I'm gonna click on the visual setting and continue my rendering. Now we have some type of pitch about 3 or 4 degree, and now I can turn on the projection to the 2-point perspective for the better view of my job. So I'm going to press F, XK1 activated for us. And now on the 2-point, another time, I'm going to edit my camera shot for better view. How I can do this work? Very simple. Only increase the pitch option about 8 or some higher values like 16. And now you have this image in your display. So XK1 another time updated for us. I'm going to close the view management. In the image bar, I prefer to use auto contrast, but before I do all of these jobs, I'm going to click on the skybox and turn off the clouds completely because I need some sharp and clear sky. So variety, density, cirrus amount, and count rays, all of them is 0, something like that. So I'm going to change my source from the white ground to something maybe like the clear, can be good. So in the atmosphere, I don't need any type of fog for my job, and some brightness. When I decrease the sun brightness in this screen, we will have some type of dark screen. So I really don't like that. So 80% is good for it. Night sky is not important. Shadow sharpness can be decreased a little bit. For example, 30. Artificial light brightness is not useful, and ambient is about 60. And wind, I will talk about it. So image bar, I will turn on the auto contrast. Now we have better result in here. And about the color temperature, I can make this render a little bit warm. So 5000 Kelvin is good. Saturation is not bad. I can increase it to the 102. Motion blur is not useful. Bloom is about maybe 4%, and lens flare is about something like 36%. Vignette is about 12, and chromatic abbreviation is 0. So as a matter of fact, I really don't enjoy with these type of orange colors on my house body. So I can change the color to some type of dark color to create some type of good balance between house and our render image. So I can click on the Enscape material editor again. In this place we have orange color, and I can change it to the dim gray. This is the one result, or white color, or I can change it to the coral. All of them completely depends on you and what you want from the renders. For example, I think orange is good. Really, it's good color. I make mistake about changing it, so I'm really sorry. I'm going to click on the Enscape another time, click on the visual setting, and when I turn on the auto exposure and reset my exposure, we have this type of exposure. Not bad, but it can be better. So 56% is good, but I need some much blue sky than it. How I can change it? At the image bar, I'm gonna use the saturation much more, about 124, and reset my color temperature about 6000 Kelvin. Now we have this result, not bad, and 59% for the exposure. So maybe some colors a little bit too much vibrance or saturated, but it's not really big deal right now. You can fix it by changing your texture's fade color. But you can change the saturation to the 114, for example, or you can reset it. All of them completely depends on you. So something like that is good. In the visual setting, we don't have any job with it. And time for the rendering. But before I do this job, I'm going to show you how we can play with the water material. So I'm going to click on the Enscape material editor, pick up the water deep in here, and I check out the override global wind setting. So when you come to the visual setting and in the atmosphere, play with the wind, it will affect on the water. So 16% is good, or maybe a little bit 10%, and you can see more reflections on your water. So if I want to see more reflection of this house on my water, I can decrease the height map of the waves, and you can see some type of clear result on your water. As you can see, when I turn it to the 0, we have some type of mirroring here, but it's not really too realistic, because in the real world all of the waters in lakes, rivers have some waves. So 28 can be good for this job, and if you want to see some type of better reflection, you can decrease the scale too, but be careful, because when I reduce the scale to the 0, you can see this type of completely destroyable render. So 56% is good, and I think time for the rendering. So I'm going to close it, maximize the SketchUp, play a little bit with the sunlight and sun direction, something like that can be good. And now time for the rendering. For this job, only I need to click on the screenshot button and save it on my, for example, documents, like that, rename it and call it render, and press save. It takes a little bit of time, and after that you can see the final result much better than the past. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Thanks for your watching, thanks for your support. If you like this video, please subscribe us, and goodbye.